Ha! Love it. I miss that song. All right. Man, it's been a while. Jesus. Yo, what up? It's been a long time. We're gonna talk about all that though. What's going on, Neil? What's going on? Yeah, and also testing out the vertical stream shit, just to see how it goes. I don't necessarily like the format, but I'm just doing a little test on it. It's more so it's going to be a little bit of a QA test on this as well. I know I don't stream as much. I think it's been like 10 days. I'm not gonna lie, right? I got an excuse. My excuse was that Dragon's Dogma 2 came out, and I was like, and it was a pretty good game, so that's my excuse. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, that's why I haven't streamed in a while. And plus, we're actually we took a week break from Otaku Jump, so we're actually doing episode 56 on the 14th anyway. So so we been taking a little break from the tube and all that. Here's the thing. When YouTube creates something for YouTubers to add or to their channels and stuff like that, usually you want to get on it pretty fast because the algorithm is clear as day and it's empty. So for example, when the shorts came out for YouTube, yeah, you should get on that very quickly because the algorithm is going to be really good, beneficial for you. It's not going to be too saturated. That's why you're seeing a lot of people jump on the vertical streams quite quickly. So as a YouTube, if you're doing YouTube, when they release something, a new product or something, and it's free, yeah, you should definitely try it. Reed, what is up? Man, where's Titan at, man? I haven't seen that guy anywhere. I don't know where that guy's been. It's been a while. But we'll talk about, we got stuff to talk about. Share, what's up? What's up? And I know the vertical thing is not that it doesn't show you where to like the video, but for us fellow struggle streamers, if you could.
I'm sorry,
push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn button.
You heard what she said.
All right. So, gonna start off with some stuff that I had some interest in. So, I don't know if y'all can see that, but since it's vertical, but either way. So college will cost up to $95,000 this fall. School says it's okay. Financial aid can numb sticker stock. So as more than 2 million graduating high schoolers from across the U.S. finalize their decisions on college, many are facing jaw-dropping costs as much as $9,000 to $95,000. A number of private colleges, considering elite or middle of this pack, have exceeded $90K threshold for the first time this year. This means a wealthy family with 3 kids could expect to shell out more than $1 million. Goddamn. By the time their youngest child completes a 4-year degree. Golly. Lower income families may be required to pay just 10% of the advertised rate. Attending a selected private school can turn out to be cheaper than a state in tuition. Wow. Okay. That is crazy. Says Wesley is among colleges where the cost for wealthy students will exceed $90K for the first time this fall. Wait, is that $90K for a semester? Is that $90K for a semester, each semester? But the institution points out that nearly 60% of its students will receive financial aid. Well, if it's going to be, if you're increasing to tuition, you have to increase. I mean, hopefully you could increase financial aid, though. The average amount that aid is more than $62,000, reducing their cost by 2/3. Okay. All right. Jesus, man. Dude, college is super expensive. But yeah, the way to go is probably community college. And here's the thing, when I was doing college, I didn't do community college. I went straight to bachelor's. But knowing what I know now, I could have just done the community college thing and then, do my 2 years there for basic classes and then go into the bachelor's that way. I mean, I think that might be I think that's a really good setup. But man, it's crazy. And then don't forget, you get, you have all that student loan debt after you graduate. Hopefully you can get a good career that can pay some of that off. Which is why, once again, I always vouch for STEM careers. If it's not STEM related, math, engineering, technology, science, business, or something, or in that, as well as STEM trades, I would say to fuck away from it. So you weird niggas building pots and pans and shit as a major, you might want to change your major. Or well, I mean, there's some people that do what is it, like music, like audio engineering or some shit. Like some like musical artists do that. Or if you're trying to be an actor or something, I mean acting school is not a bad idea, but you better be a hella good actor or some shit. Dusty, what up? Don, what up? But I still think STEM is pretty relevant and still the best option for everyone. Now, if you're not into STEM, I mean, hopefully you find something you like and that you can make money from. But I mean, I think STEM covers a good amount of areas, even medical. Yeah. I mean, hopefully that, that covers enough for people to find something they can do, and that's another thing. It's way easier to find out like what the good fields are or what the good for employment is nowadays. Before, back then, dude, and I sound like an old nigga, but I didn't even know IT existed back in I didn't find out till like 2012 what IT was. I'm like, what's IT? I was like, oh shit, I should have known. I never knew. Dusty says, knock your prerequisites out. Yeah, that's what I should have done, but I didn't know, or my parents didn't know. But yeah, definitely the way to go. But yeah, I didn't know what IT was. I started as an electrical engineer major. I didn't know what the fuck IT was till I was like a sophomore. I'm like, what? IT? No possible way. And I found out. I was like, oh shit. Then let me change majors. Like, fuck this engineering shit. But yeah, so like it's easier to know like what the schools provide as degrees and stuff, and then the scholarship stuff. Like I think Gen Z and the younger's generation will definitely be way more aware of like what's the offer like for scholarships and stuff. I didn't know shit about scholarships when I was in college. I don't even think I knew what Pell Grants was, but I didn't know like what the fuck, how to get scholarships. I didn't know any of that shit, honestly. My parents didn't know either, so I'm not gonna blame my parents, but hey, we just didn't know. Next up, so some African news, because I am a tether, so it wouldn't be right not to cover some African news every now and then. Shit. All right. You say you dropped out of college? Well, I mean, if there was some logic and it made sense for you to drop out, that's cool. I mean, for me, I benefited like crazy from college, so I needed that shit because, man, I was like I was an okay high school student, but like I really like I figured out like my personality, what I like and dislike, my strengths all in college, man. Like college was a necessity for me. Hell yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is, new. But all right. So Ghana child bride under police protection after marriage to priest. Go figure. This happens a lot. So a 12-year-old girl has been placed under police protection in Ghana after it emerged she had been married to a 63-year-old traditional high priest. Wow. There was a public outrage after the footage of Saturday's customary wedding was shared on social media. God damn. The office of the influential priest who serves an indigenous community in the capital defended the marriage, saying it was only ceremonial. The minimum age to get married in Ghana is 18. The prevalence of child marriage has declined in recent years, but it continues to happen. So this, Africa, we do have some, there is a lot of fuckery in Africa. So, and this overseas in general, but this is, it's not just Ghana, but I'm sure there's other countries, but this nigga he put it on social media. That is cringe. But I'm curious, who offered their 12-year-old daughter though? That's what I'm wondering. I mean, that's cringe. That's like, okay, 63 years old. That's like basically you're like a grandfather to like your niece or your granddaughter or some shit. Like that's some creepy ass shit. Yeah. Creepy. But worth the showcase. Anyway. I don't know. I've told some of y'all. This goes to one of my other headlines on today's docket. I know John likes that. So yeah, incest neighbors. So I think I have it. I may have I think I might have a neighbor that lives near me that's into incest, dude. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, Zone, what's up? Zone, Soul, need to call it really Zone. I should time you out for that. But I think I lost my V card before College Zone, so you would be incorrect. But yeah, I think I have a neighbor that potentially could be into incest, dude. So there's this Sudan chick I saw in the neighborhood. I think she's like in her teens or some shit, but she's tall as fuck, which is confusing as hell. But I think that part of the country, they're like fucking tall. They're tall as shit, right? And I seen her just kind of always walking around the neighborhood and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay. I remember it was like a year ago. I'm like, okay, it's just some girl walking around. All right, having her walk, cool. And then I used to see like the girl's brother, who was tall as shit. This guy's like 10 feet tall or some shit. I don't know. This nigga's legs are just long as fuck. I don't know. He's like Yao Ming tall or some shit. Tall as fuck, like a giraffe type nigga, or whatever. And I was like, yo, what's up? Because us fellow tethers, we're supposed to get along and shit. So I'm like, hey, what's up? Fellow African, right? Okay, cool. So I find out that's the brother. I'm like, okay, nice. Then a year later, I see this girl again in the neighborhood, just walking, chilling on a sunny day in Dallas, because of course, Dallas is sunny as fuck and hot as shit. And guess what? And this girl's like 16, I said, right? 16 or whatever, 15. And the girl's pregnant. I'm like, yo, this girl's pregnant. I'm like, yo, what the hell? It was so odd. It was so odd. Because I was like, oh, I was about to say hello. I was like, yikes. And I was like, yikes. Damn, someone got a prego? And it's just like, who? I was just like, who? And like, I mean, the only person I know that's, associated with this 15-year-old chick is the tall ass brother. I was like, incest? I was like, well, I guess I can't confirm it, but I mean, who's gonna allow that? Because you would think, right? Most Africans that come to the U.S., I mean, I don't know a lot of Africans that are allowing girls of this age to just get pregnant at this age. I mean, I never seen that before, but something's going on. I was like, yo, I don't know what's going on. I hope it's not the brother. I don't hope that's not the brother's kid, yo. But yeah, I did, because I mean, like, who would, like, this tall ass brother dude? Who would allow this girl to get prego? You know, like this who like. And I'm like, was it the brother? Maybe he did it. I was like, maybe he did it. I don't know, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but what am I supposed to do, Shatira? Ask him, like, is that your kid? Like, yo, that might not be a good look, but I don't know. Carmen, you're coming in at a great time. What's up? But I don't know. So hopefully she's not, but I don't know. Anyway, next. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so Taiwan's strongest earthquake in 25 years kills 9 people, 50 missing. So it says April says earthquake, 25 years old, killed 9 people on Wednesday, injured more than 900 people, while 50 workers traveling in minibuses to a hotel in a national park were missing. Some buildings tilted at precautious angles in the mountainous polluted country of Hualien near the epicenter of 7.2 magnitude quake, which struck just offshore at about 8 a.m. and triggered massive landslides. Man, that's insane. So 50 people missing and injured almost 1,000 people. Insane. And it says the biggest earthquake in at least 25 years. Insane. Well, hopefully those people missing get found. All right. Zone says she's looking for a new daddy. Yikes. Zone, chill. Nah, I'm good. That's crazy, but that's not that bad. All right, next up. So Apple over here says Apple reveals Realm, a new AI model could make Siri way faster and smarter. It says it comes ahead of the launch of the iOS 18 in June, where we expect a big push behind a new Siri 2.0, though it's not clear if this model will be integrated into Siri in time. Realm is the latest announcement from Apple's rapid growing AI research team, and first to focus on improving existing models, making them faster, smarter, and more efficient. The company claims it even outperforms OpenAI's GPT-4 on certain tasks. Oh, Ty, what's up? Oh, we're just doing a little QA test, Ty. We're just seeing how it is. I mean, we're just testing it out. I may not do this again. But I never really tried Siri. I know people seem to like it. I never tried it. I think I have the option to have Siri on PC, but I just disable it as soon as I see it. But for you Apple niggas, maybe you'll like this new AI model. I don't know. All right. Let's see what else we got. But shout out to Ty though. So Florida abortion ban prompts 2 southern states to prep for an influx of patients. With bans off my body. So after Florida Supreme Court cleared the way for a state ban on abortions after 6 weeks, clinics in North Carolina and Virginia say they're gearing up for an influx of patients once the law takes effect on May 1st. Oh, cool. My birthday month. Shout out to the tourists. Florida will no longer be a refuge for people seeking abortions across the South. Man, that sounds really cringe, dude. The state currently allows abortions up to 15 weeks at far less restrictive policy than those implemented in many nearby states, including Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi, since Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade in 2022. More than 9,300 people traveled to Florida from other states to get abortion care last year. Wow. And more than that, doubled the number in 2020. And around 84,000 abortions were performed in Florida last year, representing around 1 in 12 abortions nationwide. So there's going to be a exodus to North Carolina and Virginia. Now, some people actually may be leaving Florida because of this. I think they have because I know I think we have the ban in Texas, and I think there's a ban in Tennessee. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but this may make some people exodus the Florida state. Um, it's not like, North Carolina is already a top state where people are already moving in the Southeast anyway. So I guess North Carolina can hopefully be, prepare for that. Hopefully that infrastructure won't break because, everyone's already heading to North Carolina as it is anyway. So we'll see with that. Or people will just, go to, Florida and Virginia and do their abortions and then go back to Florida or some shit and go to Disney World, I guess. I don't know, but I thought that was interesting. Oh, okay. Well, more bad African news. Sorry. I mean, it's just in the news. So Zimbabwe's president, I'm not going to destroy this guy's name. It says declares national disaster over drought in Zimbabwe. Let me see. Zimbabwe's president has declared a national disaster to tackle the prolonged drought crisis. Said on Wednesday, the country needs $2 billion to tackle hunger caused by low rainfall, which has wiped out about half of the maize crop. The grain storage has pushed up food prices, and an estimated 2.7 million people will face hunger. Wow, that's a lot. Neighboring Zambia and Mali have also recently declared states of disasters due to drought. Some fear that the drought sweeping South Africa will be one of the worst in decades. Since the World Food Program said 13.6 million people are currently experiencing crisis level of food insecurity in the region. Man, that's a lot of people. So 2.7 million people will be facing hunger in Southern Africa. That is terrible. That definitely sucks, man. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. So let's see here. Let's see. Just clicking this thing to see what else looks different. Okay. So J.K. Rowling, the lady who is known for Harry Potter and the wizardly world and all that. Those police not pressing charges after J.K. Rowling dares them to arrest her for challenging hate speech law. Quote, Rowling promised if they go after any woman for similar rhetoric, I'll repeat that woman's words and they can charge us both. Damn. What should you even say? Okay. Declare day will not prosecute others. It says Scotland's new hate crime was activated on April 1st. The text of the bill warrants acts that stir up hatred against a group of persons, including age, blah, blah, blah. The maximum penalty is 7-year jail sentence. Rowling, who lives in Scotland, began a April Fool's Day social media thread by listing multiple biological male criminals who claim to be, oh, God, here we go. Claim to be trans and transformers just prior to being sentenced for various crimes. She then switched her rhetoric and declared, only kidding. Obviously, the people mentioned in the above tweets aren't women at all, but men. Every last one of them. Okay. Well, she's cocky. I mean, she can do whatever she wants. I mean, she makes money anytime Harry Potter releases something. I didn't know. Oh, that's what. Okay, this is her post. So I hope every woman in Scotland who wishes to speak up for reality importance of biological sex will be very short by this now. I trust that all women. All right. Golly, more woke bullshit. Man. All right. She can do whatever she wants. I was hoping it would be funny, but okay, it's just over some transforming bullshit. All right, got it. All right, moving right along. Okay, some more Elon Musk slander. So Tesla sales tumble nearly 9%, most in 4 years as competition heats up. Demand for EVs slow down. Says Tesla sales fell sharply last quarter as competition increased worldwide. Electric vehicle sales growth slowed. Price cuts failed to lure more buyers. The Austin, Texas company said Tuesday, that is, delivered 386,000 vehicles worldwide from January through March, almost 9% below the 423,000 it sold in the same quarter. It was the first year-over-year quarterly sales decline in nearly 4 years. Okay. Sales fell short of even the various Wall Street expectations. Auto industry polled by actually were looking for 457,000 vehicle deliveries from Tesla. It says, quote, "This was a disaster Q1 that is hard to explain. The drop in sales is far worse than expected," we wrote in a note to the investors. I mean, I don't really see the point of I don't really care about the Teslas. I think they look ugly as shit, honestly. And I've seen that new Tesla truck. I'm really not too impressed by that anyway. But if it's electric, I guess that is better than gasoline type cars. So I guess that's the benefit. But I guess it's the other electrical cars that are competing with it. But I don't even know what the price point is for most of those. Like, if you buy a new Tesla car today, how much are you even paying per month? Like, is it even worth it? Okay, so Tesla Jasmine lowered U.S. prices up to 20,000 for some models last year, and knocked 1,000 off Model Y. Okay, says polled by Fact Check, expected the average selling price for Model Y to be 41,000. Geez, last quarter it was $5,000 less than a year ago, $15,000 lower than the peak of 56,000 in June. Jeez. And like I've seen the sedans. It's like, dude, you're just better off like getting you could get. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get an electrical car for a way cheaper price at what, Toyota or some shit. I don't know why you would waste your money with Tesla. I just don't know. All right. Let's see here. So house affordability has just totally collapsed, economist says. So it says housing costs are outpacing median household incomes in the U.S. It says would-be home buyers need to earn $113,000 a year to afford a typical house in the U.S., and that is 35% more than what typical household earns annually, which is $84,000, according to a new analysis by Redfin. It says since the pandemic, affordability has just totally collapsed. Yep. It says February 21 was the last month when the typical household earned more money than it needed to afford the median house. Okay. The deficit hit a peak in last year, October. The reason why it hit a peak then is because when mortgage rates peaked as well. Meanwhile, home prices also remained high because of an inventory crunch. It says the median sale price for a house was $412,000, according to Redfin. Well, go figure. And also to add with the rent market too is ass too. Joe, what up? So that sucks. Like I said, millennials and Gen Z, I mean, you better get used to it. You better start getting your roommates with your family or your friends. Maybe split it, or you could split it halfway or a third way, or maybe buy a house, and if you can afford it, and split it that way, or maybe rent your rooms out, whatever you can do. Shit, I don't know. So going back to affordability, I had one classmate of mine from college. He's in North Carolina right now, and I think he wants to move, and he's trying to figure out, hey, I'm not gonna lie, Joe, you guys had it pretty well. I'm not even gonna lie. I think Gen X, what age is that? Because I don't know. Is that my parent? Like, if you're in your 50s, 60s, is that Gen X or is that boomers? I don't really know. But yeah, my parents had it fucking nice, dude. Like, I remember my parents' starter home in fucking Atlanta was like $600 a month, dude, and it was a nice ass house. Actually, it was a nice ass house too, man. 3 bedroom, 2 bath, man. But back to my classmate. So he's looking to move. I guess he wants to go to either Dallas or there was another place. Maybe it was Atlanta he wanted to go to. And I'm like, all right. Like, are you sure you want to come to Texas? I don't know why people keep saying that Texas is cheap. Like, I think that might be like the people from Cali, New York, up north, the New Jerseys up there, people like that. But if you're in North Carolina and you're moving to Georgia or Texas, it may not be cheaper, dude. It may not. So I was telling this guy, I was just trying to advise him, like, dude, if you could come move to Texas, just letting you know, it has the same issues like Florida. It's like one of the inbound growth rate of Texas and Florida is insane. So it's like it must be the least. It's probably in the top 10. Like Florida and Texas must be in at least in the top 10, at least. And that's not going to go down any. I doubt it's going to decrease at all anytime soon. I mean, there's an outbound, but I just don't see that, overtaking the inbound people going to Florida and Texas anytime soon. So, I mean, if you're moving to Texas from the South, just do your research. But if you're moving from New York, Cali, all that shit, yeah, whatever. I mean, yeah, right. Yeah. Like if you're moving from the north, like, yeah, go ahead. But if you're moving from the south, just keep that in mind, dude. Like keep that in mind. So yeah. Okay. What else do we have on the docket here? Let's see. Let's see. What else did I have here? Oh, okay. So we talked about. Oh yeah, let's talk about the damn beef sector. All right. So as you know, I've been taking field trips in the Niggaverse for I'd say most of the year, right? Just because the space has been really dry. It really is dry, right? And I'm like, you know what? The Black YouTube and the Niggaverse, there's a lot of different sectors out there, right? Mode 3 sector, beef sector, black sector, all these other sectors. Fucking Umar sector. I didn't know that existed till this year, right? So I take my little, book bag and lemonade, and I venture out in the beef sector, just in the clouds, right? And I'm starting to see why people say to stay away from it. I mean, it is literally 24/7, and this is from what I've seen. It's 24/7 beefs, but it's like 24/7 internal beefs, not external. Like external would be like, oh my god, Diddy, oh no, let's talk about it and let's beef about Diddy or some bullshit like that. Or when Usher hugged Alicia Keys, oh my god, Usher hugged the chick, oh no, like some of these other niggas in the niggaverse were really concerned about. But there's like a lot of internal beefs, right? But if you keep in mind, the space did have a lot of entertaining internal beefs in the past, but it wasn't like always to the level of doxing and all that crazy shit. But most of the shit in the beef sector is doxing and all that crazy shit 24/7. I mean, they are calling people's jobs like a lot. They're taking pictures of people's houses, apartments, and shit. I'm like, God damn. And it's just like on the weekly. I'm like, God damn. And then to find out that there is a strong rainbow presentation over there, apparently, in that space. And it's like, if you're joining that space, you need to kind of either align with that or be of support of that, right? So apparently there's not a lot of straight dudes in that space. There's a lot of rainbow in that space, or down low niggas and studs and lesbos and all that shit. Even some transformers. Sure, I don't know. Maybe there are some transformers in there. I don't know. Pretty sure there are though, right? So it's beefs 24/7, doxing and roasting and toasting and calling people's jobs and all that shit. A lot, like every day. Now Auntie mentioned something on Reg's saying that it's not everyone who does that, but it's the ones that are getting the most attention. Okay. But I wish he would give me a good example of someone who's in the beef sector who's not doing all that bullshit and just, just doing their content. But then I'm like, okay, but it's the beef sector. Isn't that the content? But if you're not beefing in the beef sector, like what is your content on? That's what I was kind of wondering. But I did notice that some people in that space were covering P. Diddy. I was like, okay, so I guess sometimes they venture out and cover other topics. I'm like, okay, interesting. Got it. Okay, so they beef and beef, but then sometimes they cover different stuff. I'm like, all right, fair enough. So Kevin Kelly did a video, which was good, talking about D. Durrell. But going back to Auntie, I see now it makes more sense why when he does the purge, there's like a lot of people coming from that sector and the other sectors. I'm like, okay, I see. Because I was wondering, because I mean, when Ant does his purge, there's like a lot of viewers for the most part, and I'm like, this is not from the Manosphere. Let's just get like these viewers cannot be from the Manosphere. They can't. I'm like, okay, they're from either the black sector or the beef sector mode 3, because this beef sector, I mean, these chats are which is really interesting. Like the number of live viewers these channels are getting are up to, I've seen them go up to over 1,000. I've seen them 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 plus really easily. And these channels are not even that big. I mean, they're like 3K, 4K, 5K, some are 10K, all that shit. But the Manosphere used to get those live, well, maybe not the same audience, but they used to get the same number of live viewers before the Perfume Summer arc. Like, I think Fantastic sometimes would get like maybe 400. I remember Fantastic used to get, he used to get like 400 back in the day. And some other people. Even Snorlax, Bernard Riley. I mean, he used to get a couple in his chat. So it's just interesting how things have shifted. So I guess those other sectors must have shared Auntie's purge, and that's where all of those characters came from. Because I mean, I would try to view Auntie's purge. I'm like, who are these people? And like, okay, now I understand where these people come from. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Flacco says, what's up? He says, because the Manosphere went full relationship talk. Correct. Now, actually on my notes here, I don't know who said it, but someone, it sounds cringe, but it's actually correct. Now, and I was just like, and I could troll, I could easily troll the Manosphere pretty easily. I mean, it's in there pretty easy to do it. I could just make a title and say, oh, well, the Black Manosphere is just a bunch of relationship journalists. I don't know. And someone said, I don't know where, it was a comment. Someone said something about relationship journalism. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I'm like, when I think about it, I mean, that's what the Manosphere is basically doing. I mean, Fatties, all the other channels. I mean, the coverage of, this relationship, that relationship, he shed, she shed, it's just relationship journalism in a way. I'm like, wow. I mean, I didn't know that was even a term, but that does define at least where the space is at from what I see. It's just some relationship journalism bullshit. And it's cringe, but damn, that's really what it is. So, but yeah, I see where those viewers from the purge came from. I'm like, okay, because these people sharing Auntie's purge with hundreds in the chat. I'm like, okay, this is where they're coming from. Got it. So going to Kevin Kelly's video, because actually it was Kevin Kelly that made me check out the beef sector though, because I was like, dude, is there any place in the Niggaverse where I can actually get entertained without, too much fuckery and too much bullshit? And then, I noticed Kevin Kelly sometimes showcases the beef sector, but then it's like, yeah, no, their fuckery is kind of beyond. Like their fuckery is kind of like a bit too much. Like if the space has like fuckery, it's just more like it's not that much. Like the beef sector is like extreme 24/7, like beefing, eternal beefing, 24/7, doxing, your job. I'm gonna call your job, all types of bullshit. But from the clouds, you can consume it, maybe. But yeah, it's I guess sadly you can't. It doesn't seem like you can get too comfortable in that space. But D. Durrell has entered that space, and D. Durrell calls himself the godfather of the Umar sector or something. Apparently, he's the godfather of the Umar sector. I didn't know there was an Umar sector, which is weird. But I guess there is. So he enters that space, and he enters the space basically tricking off on certain people in that sector. And it's weird because D. Durrell in the Manosphere, I mean, he was just kind of chilling, right? I mean, I remember he did a little simp song about women that was funny as hell. He didn't really upload a lot of stuff, Manosphere related. But then he enters the. I remember he was under O'Shea for at some point, but he enters the beef sector, kind of tricking off, hundreds of dollars on women, and also rainbow people, and that sector cannot stand that shit. I guess because he's a straight dude who's married, coming in there, breaking off some chicks with money. Those chicks. And also the other characters in there. I'm just gonna say characters. They can't stand that shit. Like people are getting envious and jealous of who he's. The topics are, well, who is D. Durrell super chatting? Why isn't he super chatting me? Well, why is he supporting these people? Why is he not supporting these people? It's like Jesus. Brian, what's up? Soul, you better have Savage on. Savage. No, shout out to Brian. But yeah, so okay, D. Durrell. And then that ODS character, I think that happened last week, where the ODS guy was kind of trolling him and shit like that. But there's some other people going into that sector. Now they're calling them the Umar boys, which I guess there's people from the Umar sector, and I've seen these guys in D. Durrell's stream. I've subbed to D. Durrell. I've seen some of these people in the stream, in his chat. Actually, I'm like, okay, so I understand. So these Umar guys have entered that sector, and they're getting an audience there. And some people in that sector don't like that shit, which is interesting. So now they're beefing with them. And people are trying to, gatekeep who's in beef sector, who's in not. And it's extremely strong gatekeeping. I've never seen, at least in my times in the Niggaverse, I have not seen this strong of gatekeeping before, even in the Manosphere. Like the Manosphere is easy. Like all you got to do, you don't have to do shit. As soon as a channel starts roasting Keisha or roasting women, oh yeah, you're in. You're pretty much in. Oh, the cologne. Okay. Yeah. As soon as you start like roasting women, if you start roasting women, you're in the Manosphere. You start roasting, Keisha, then you're in the Black Manosphere. And especially if you get views. Now that's the main thing. You cannot just, because we've seen that before. What's that one dude who was drawing some weird shit about red pill, whatever. Some nigga, like you have to have good views. If you are roasting Keisha and you got views, yes, then they will claim you on the spot. Yep, you're in. Yep, you're in. If you're just claiming women in general, oh yeah, you're definitely in the Manosphere. Yep. As long as you're getting views and pandering, you're in. You're basically in. But I don't think that's the case with the beef sector though. Mo3 sector, I am not so sure. I've tried watching some of that in the clouds. It's just okay. But you know what's weird, and going back to the talk I had with Sister George, right? I kind of understand why she says, she she basically, it's like you can say that you're not in the manosphere, you could say that you're not in the space, but if you're in the chats of these YouTubers, it's like, oh well, I guess you're in the space. I could kind of understand what I could kind of, I'm like, damn, I guess she has a point there, because it's like, well, if you're in the beef sector, that means you're in a lot of those chats, or you're on their panels, or you're beefing and all that shit. Yeah, you're definitely in the beef sector, right? But then someone made a comment in that sector and said that China White is in the black sector and the manosphere. I was like, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm like, if they're claiming that China White's in the manosphere, then then I mean, how is I guess my claim of being jumping from the manosphere ship is pretty weak. I'm like, how is she manosphere? Then what is Bomb Cherry then? Like, I'm still trying to understand that shit. Because to me, Bomb Cherry could be like black sector or something like that. But China White's manosphere, I'm like, that didn't make sense to me. But someone made that. Apparently, that's the case. I'm like, okay. Cynical, what's up? If you even know these characters, you're in the space. Okay. Oh, Bomb Cherry is beef sector, Godhand? I don't, but she's not really, she don't really beef with those people though. I mean, she don't really beef with those people though. Like, she's usually just like that. The Bomb Squad people are just kind of just doing content with themselves, really. If you're participating in the chat panels, does not make you part of space, then what does? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, and it's just like, okay, Cynical says I bounce from channel to channel. I'm not part of any sector. Yeah, that's kind of how I would prefer it. I just think that's just a bit more freedom there, just to, just check out whatever channels you want. That's why I may be in RBR's chat a lot, or shit, I might be in Mona's chat, which I didn't know she had a channel till recent, and she's kind of funny, so I might be in Mona's chat. Might be in Reg's chat. I might be in who else? Chaotic Truths, to see how him roasting and toasting and praising the white woman and shit. Am I gonna see Planet of the Apes? No, I am not. Not interested in that new remake series. No, I'm not. Nope. Channel Boxian panelist content creator. Yikes. Godhand, really? Chat Boxian. That's new. So I was like, China White's manosphere. I was like, that was really interesting. So yeah, my trips in the my little field trip to the beef sector was interesting. Yeah, that's definitely a place you want to be in the class. This is from my my observation there. Definitely a place you want to be in the clouds. I see why Auntie was saying that. But yeah, I prefer just having the freedom to check out whatever channel I want, really. Whether that's in the clouds or not, you know. But there is a lot of fuckery that goes there. And a lot of fuckery. And it's like, me taking the field trip there, I'm like, did I take the space? Am I taking the space for granted though? After kind of like observing the fuckery over there, I'm like, this is kind of chaotic. Like, maybe I took the space a little bit for granted. I mean, but the problem with over here in the Niggaverse is like, there's not a lot of channels where you can just kind of talk your shit and just kind of be free and not worry about beef. We did have Aegon back in the day. We did have Zero, Zero sometimes streams whenever. Reg over there. I don't know. That's pretty much it. I can't think of any. Well, I guess you can get on Chaotic Truths and talk politic bullshit and hate blacks. I mean, if you want to go there. So Q Butters, yikes! I've seen that. Hotep, I've seen that they do that. Yeah, like Q Butter will do streams about uh like black people in technology or some shit. I think RPRP going on there. Oh, Psycho. Yeah, I used to watch. Sometimes I watch Psycho. I don't know what sector that is, but Psycho. Yeah, sometimes he'll stream up. So like the options to like just and like what am I gonna do? Go to Fatty's chat, and I don't nothing against Fatty, nigga, but goddamn, like who wants to go back to JV Mansfield Elementary? Like who wants to do that shit? Like some niggas did change their avatars, act brand new, and go to that side and Nodder and might be risky and all the other bullshit, pretending like they're new. Some niggas will do that shit, but it's just like, damn, is that like the only option? Like, is that like the only option I got? Like on this side, it's just like if I want to just chillax and whatever, I have to. Oh, what? What am I gonna do? Go to Roger Reports and ask for digital hugs and shit? Like, I don't want to go there. Like, okay, or Kev, sorry, but I want to go in a chat that's overwatched by the old Relic Jedi BGS and shit. Like, I won't be free. Like, there's no freedom there. Like, what the fuck? I can't say shit. I can't joke around or I might offend someone or whatever. So I mean those options suck ass. Like goddamn. So it's like Jesus. Um, so like I mean, where am I supposed to go? And Fresh and Fits chat? Like, I don't want to go there. Fuck. Like Lapeefs? Like, who wants to go to Lapeefs? I don't want to do that shit. Like, we don't I get okay, maybe I don't mind going to a Remil chat to roast, the Remillions every now and then. I'm supposed to go to Platinum Elites, really? Like I'm supposed to go there? Like, so like our fucking options are just. I mean, for niggas like me though. I mean, I might be a minority though. So majority might, they might not be. Maybe they'll check these channels out. But a nigga like me though, like my options are very thin. That's why, like, that's the whole reason I took the backpack and said, let me take a little field trip in Niggaverse just to see what's going on. That's the only reason. So I'm probably gonna take my backpack again and check the black sector out and see what's there. I don't know who's a YouTuber in there though, but I'll find out somehow. But what am I supposed to? Am I supposed to go to Platinum Elites? Let's see. It says the only way to get women is to stay loyal. Why you can't use money to get women? Okay, Thug Attraction, Insult of Good Times reboot. Okay, well that's a good topic though. Should you be a stepdad? Diddy, bad relationships. Okay, the consequences of no game. Like, am I supposed to be here? Like, probably not. What the fuck? Let's just go to Rob Eves. Now, well, I've been timed out in Big J's chat though, so I'm not free to talk shit there. He's timed me out. Probably for good reason, but now Robbie is interesting. Robbie is into some heavy fuckery. I didn't like, although the whole thing with the tire gate with Sexy Red and the Wheelock Nation tricking off all $1,000 on Robbie. She's into some fuckery. She's definitely into some fuckery. She's actually beefing with some of those Umar boys currently. She's done some fuck shit. She's done a lot of fuckery. She's kind of, I guess she's in the beef sector adjacent, but apparently Robbie's a nerd too, which is nerd chick, which is I didn't expect that. But I mean, yeah, her chat's chill. She's not really gonna. You can pretty much chill in her chat. I don't think she'll time people out for no reason. Zab's, Zab's funny. I don't know if he does streams anymore though. I think I'm subbed to him. He's at the helmet sector. Well, the thing is, Angel don't live stream anymore, so Angel don't live stream anymore, and that's pretty much like RBR. So there's that. I mean, Cyberlion, he'd be kind of funny over there. But you know what? Ever since RBR's accident, he doesn't fully like his coon mode is not the same like it used to be. I guess because maybe he's trying to, maybe that shit finally reached his peak or some shit. But he's not like he's kind of lowered his level in cooning recently. I think it might be because of that injury he had. Maybe he's just kind of chilling. So yeah, man, just the Yeah, I'm sub to Jalen. So, I mean, I'm so wait. I'm supposed to support black men, right? So yeah, I'll support Jalen. Although I'd be liking some of his videos. I'd be seeing his thumbnails, his topics. I mean, he'd be desperately wanting to get that manosphere attention. But I don't, niggas, I don't know. But yeah, it's just or who am I supposed to watch? AV Media, the pirate with the one eye nigga. I mean, all right. And then you could even tell. Go to Bala X's channel. Like Bala X is not even really like his recent clips are really not. It's just from what like he's kind of slowed down on the uploading. Like, dude, I don't even blame you. Like the shit's just really dry. Now I think the other Henny Wise, I think she covered. Oh, I don't know if that's a she though, but I think he or she, whoever that the Henny Wise character is, that person covers the beef sector, and Bala X covers the manosphere. But dude, man, Bala X, like I can tell, you can tell when it's dry when you're not seeing a lot from Bala X. That's how you can tell too. Or I mean, what am I supposed to do? Go to fucking Hardcore Tito's chat? I'm supposed to go there? Because I mean, he's basically manosphere now. He's doing the content that manosphere likes. I mean, I'm supposed to go there? The fuck? Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure. But yeah. So yeah, man, it's just it's really interesting. So yeah, I think we might have taken the space for granted, but man, we need to. I understand people want to make their money though, right? So when news about Diddy comes out, I understand that niggas are gonna cover Diddy, right? Or this shit with Fresh and Fit. Oh my God, Fresh had a baby. Oh no, the world's ending. I know, you know, that's content for them, so they're gonna cover it till the well dries up. I get it, but god damn, and this is why it's so hard to fucking upload a lot, like stream a lot here. Have you noticed? I usually stream next to the nerd stream. But there's no way I would be able to stream about the Manosphere from Monday to Friday. I mean, like, what am I talking? What am I going to talk about if not those topics that I just don't want to do? That's the whole problem. So I'm just going to talk about. That's why I just be streaming every now and then, and whatever's on my mind and shit. You know, like there's this channel, Duke to Dawn over here. This dude couldn't wait to do a stream about the Fresh dude. Couldn't wait. But he got views though. but he got views though. So I mean, look, here we go. Let's see there. It says he got some Asian girlfriend pregnant. Now blah 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 blah.
And loves me? What? Most of these guys won't believe it. Fresh had it right there in his hands, right?
This is the shit Reg was reading out.
Money. She definitely didn't care about your looks. But yet Fresh, the guy who wants...
Yeah, this is the shit Reg was trying to read out. Funny. Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand. Okay, yeah, he pregnated a chick. Whoop-de-doo. All right, But I guess to what Techie was saying, oh, well, they're almost celebrity status, 1 million subscribers. I'm like, okay, I guess so. I guess it does matter what they do, I guess. I mean, but Donovan Sharp, he's married, did his red pill wedding and shit. Man did his little. I mean, I think he's doing cane kung fu classes or some shit. He's with this lady friend, right? O'Shea is there, married to whoever in fucking Uganda. I mean, ARC over there, pump and dumped, and then left to the afterlife. So it seems like you can do all this content, but you're still gonna biology is undefeated. It seems, right? So, I mean, what's the big surprise? Oh my God, he impregnated a chick. Well, go figure. I mean, the Fresh and Fit, what do they do every Monday to Friday? Talk about hoes every day. There's literally like on their channel, it's like talking to hoes. That'd be the title of their stream. Talking to girls live. I mean, okay. I mean, so go figure. They might pregnate some chicks. Well, oh, and then this other guy, Free Agent Lifestyle. I think I forgot his name. I don't know his name. Oh, Coach Greg Adams. This guy. Um, he has a live coming up. He's doing it right now. Pump and Dump, or serial rapist, the NASA employee, Asian Chad accused of serial rape via dating apps and stuff like that. I mean, okay, you know, I don't know. Like, do I want to go in his chat and chill? Probably not. Probably not. This is fuck. So yeah, it's just eh. Um, let's see. So yeah, it's just really dry. Um, but like I said, when something's funny, it's funny, right? Gabe versus AC or something. Funny. Yeah, that's hilarious. Um, but it's just that's what it is. Um, so if you want to get on the panel, you can. I think the link is in the chat if you want. Let me see. I'll put it in the chat again. I think I saw Don here. And then, also I saw Big J over here. I guess he's going back and forth with the the Relic Jedi BGS again. So it's him versus BGS again for another round 2025 or some shit. Let's see. Let me see. Even MTR did a video on Fresh too. Oh my god! And look, he got 100,000 views on the video. It's just like, if you're going to do the managed for content, this is the content you would have to do, though, right? To be in the algorithm. Like, yeah, oh shit, Fresh got a baby. Let me rush to YouTube. Like, that's just what you would have to do. Let's see. Oh, let me go. I think Gerber Johnson did another video. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there's this one video people have been talking about. The stepdad or some shit. Let me see.
About this viral video of a man who was a stepfather to a woman's child. He helped raise the child, as he's going to say in the video. He potty trained the child, and only for the real father to come into the picture after years of him being a stepfather and a father figure to the child. And apparently the biological father was in the home, and I guess playing his video game on a TV that he paid for. Now, I'm going to assume that maybe that's her apartment and not his, because there's a police officer there. I don't know if the police officer was waiting for him to leave, because I believe that might be her place, and that may be the problem here. But ultimately, this is another example as to why a lot of men do not want to be stepdads, because look at what happens. No good deed goes unpunished. Now, this is going viral, and this has been up since 1 o'clock.
All right.
He in the house with his game hooked to the TV I bought. You know what I'm saying? His clothes in here. He just chilling. I got to leave. I live here. I live here. He's gone. He's gone.
No, that's her with the bonnet on. The fact that the dude had his video game over there, his clothes over there, lets you know that he's sleeping with this woman again. So I'm assuming that the guy who's recording this video and this girl have probably broken up, and she immediately called over her baby's father, who basically didn't want anything to do with her once she had the child, but once time went on, right? She, more and more wanted him, I believe, and has allowed a guy that left her out to dry basically spend the night over at the house. See, whenever a dude brings the video game over, he's staying maybe 1 or 2 days, 3 days, maybe. He want to feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? And that's what looked like was going on over here. See, no good deed goes unpunished, right? She's always wanted to be with her baby's father, and she had the opportunity to get with him again.
You proud of yourself?
Post it on Facebook.
You proud of yourself? It's
Proud
funny.
of myself.
It's funny. Okay. His gang hooked the TV y'all bought, and then she gives the daughter I've been raising, the daughter I taught how to speak, the daughter I taught how to walk, the daughter I taught how to use the pot. She gave her to him. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy, man.
So I guess the daughter went to go stay with the biological father is what it looks like. I told y'all, man, these women always going to hold the space for that baby's father. You got all these single mothers that get in their feelings because you have men who don't have children who say, listen, you're better off not dating a woman that has children already, because she's always going to hold the space for that man, for her baby's father. And that's exactly what's happened here. He was a good guy that came along at the right time for her.
This shit went viral.
You just said that your baby daddy that didn't want to be a father, that you said had AIDS.
Oh shit, cops there.
You said he came to pick up Summer, but his PlayStation hooked to the TV. That's what you said.
I said he came over yesterday.
And why was he here yesterday?
To come chill with Summer.
You said get Summer. Now it's chill with Summer. You said he came to get Summer yesterday, but his PlayStation hooked to the TV I bought. He back here today.
Man, that cop got stressed out.
Summer. His PlayStation still hooked to the TV. 3 days after you told me I had to leave because you needed to focus on you and your career, and niggas, dudes, you ain't have space for that. You ain't have space for our relationship. The person that's been here through thick and thin, regardless if I stayed home a week.
Downsides of the rise of social media.
And gave you 300 out of
people wanting to broadcast their bullshit
because I was sick. Whatever I got, I give, and that's the real. Come on, bro.
Let me just say this: that is a common thing with a lot of women, and y'all dudes got a peep game. Maybe y'all already do. When a woman wants to break up with you, all of a sudden, when a woman all of a sudden wants a break from you. Randomly, it's because she wants to bring another baby's father done come back around, maybe around.
All right, that's enough of that. So that went viral. Wow. All right. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. What's this one? So this is dude called Flat Top Chicken. I don't know, new channel I saw. He's in my feed. So he did a video. It's long as fuck. He did nerdy black men still get no love. The aftermath. Maybe it's like it's a long ass video though. I'm gonna skip through it and shit. But let's see.
Shit. Here we go.
Again.
Fuck you looking at? Goofy ass nigga. Yeah, at me next time, bitch. Nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. Come on now. Now, I decided to do a voiceover for this tweet personally.
Okay, well, that's you. I was raised around two nerds alongside my brother, and mother of us have had issues with being nerds when it comes to dating. I don't know, maybe you're just a walking red flag and you can talk women who like anime and video games, calling them fake fans. Now, I found this tweet interesting for two reasons. The first reason being is the person who made it, she kind of bad though. Listen, honey, I believe you and I got off on the wrong foot. Allow me to take this opportunity for you and I to get reacquainted per se. Oh,
Oh, you a freak. Well, listen, Sashomaru, and maybe when I need to get together and I can show you my Tetsaiga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, maybe you can get a load of my wind scar. You feel me?
Stupid.
Oh shit. Damn it. Another reason I found the tweet interesting was because this seemed to be a running theme among the people who were responding to me. I found it funny how all these people were able to immediately come to the conclusion that I was some gatekeeping, weirdo, misogynistic, unhygienic incel without ever having interacted with me at all, with their only impression of me being a 35-second clip on Twitter. Which is why I promptly responded to her with this: Miss, you don't know me from a random nigga on the street. How are you able to extrapolate me being a walking red flag from a 35-second clip of me saying being a nerd hasn't gotten me a girl? This touches on something that I want to talk about later in the video, so we ain't gonna talk about it right now. Oh, I almost forgot. You know the girl whose tweet I featured in my original video? The one who inspired this whole thing? The one who couldn't figure out how to push the right stick to the left?
What do they want me to do?
To the left.
Hello?
To the left. Now, y'all.
I'm not understand.
Fly to the left.
Other way. I'm so stupid.
Yeah, she saw the tweet.
I done found the lame nigga, y'all.
I'm lame? There's more tweets. A lot more tweets, but some of them aren't worth responding to, and I want to save some other ones for later in the video. But all of the jokes and quote tweet ass whippings aside, there were some comments that people made about my video that I really want to address. Some of them were valid concerns, some were misrepresentations, and some were straight up asinine assumptions and people intentionally missing the point. So allow me to take this opportunity to set the record straight.
Check it out, y'all. Check it out,
y'all.
All right, so right off the bat, one of the first things I want to clear up is the conventionally attractive soliloquy towards the end of the video. Women, be honest, you do not like nerds. You like conventionally attractive dudes who just so happen to be in the nerdy stuff. There is a difference between a nerd and a conventionally attractive man who happens to like nerdy things. A few people pointed this out and took issue with it, and rightfully so. I could have worded that a bit better. I wasn't trying to say that being conventionally attractive makes you less of a nerd. You can still be sexy and be a nerd. I mean, Lord knows I am.
Man, you corny!
I differentiated the nerdy niggas from the conventionally attractive nerdy niggas to drive the point home that a guy simply having nerdy interests and hobbies doesn't make them attractive, even though women will tell you otherwise with statements like nerdy ass black men be so fine. A statement like that implies that the black man being nerdy alone is what makes them attractive. And in the experience of me and niggas like me, don't worry, we'll get into experiences later, that simply isn't the case. The nerdy interests and hobbies alone ain't getting you the box, player. That's why I said a girl has never busted down for me sideways because I told her I like anime, or that I like video games, or that I differentiated the two because being an attractive nerd makes all the difference. That brings me to my next point. Some people were questioning what my definition of nerd was. I never gave a specific definition in my video. The closest you could get to is when I said I possess unconventional hobbies and interests such as anime and video games. I myself am a black nerd. I am an African-American male who possesses unconventional hobbies such as anime and video games. But I never gave an exact definition because I didn't think I had to. The amount of people who were upset with my definition of nerd was minuscule, so the majority of people who watched the video had to have understood what I meant when I said nerd. If you really want to get his response to me, not because he in the chat were roasting me the entire stream, because I'm not gonna lie, some of that shit was hilarious. It was mainly because this nigga spent the entire stream sucking off his chat.
Facts, nigga, bro, facts. From Bowser's Castle. Thank you. Facts. Talking for other people. Facts. None of y'all are sitting there saying like preach or anything. I know y'all not, because y'all hear me tell y'all the God on the street about it.
Intentionally misrepresenting and misconstruing my points, and this is my personal favorite right here, inadvertently proving the point of the entire video. We'll get to that part in a second. Man, I don't even know where to start this. Let's just start at the beginning of the reaction and work our way down. All right. Okay, so in my video, I make several different points about the topic at hand. During Daquan's reaction/response to my video, whenever he comes across my several different points, he does one of three things. He either A, ignores it and says nothing at all, or shakes his head and is just completely appalled at whatever point I just made, B, misconstrues or misrepresents it, or C, just misses the point entirely and says something that I never even said nor implied. But before he does any of that, I gotta applaud how this man immediately makes a character judgment of me and instantly discovers.
All right, this video is long as shit. Golly. I mean, I'm gonna listen to it later, but fuck, too long. Let's see. Let me see. Oh yeah, so going back to that BGS Big J thing. So apparently Big J was like pro dating single moms or some shit. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check out. Here's BGS's video. Let's see.
The Black community as a whole for 200 years has wifed up, married, took care of other people's children. Okay, because basically we were raised as a village. And to keep the family alive, to keep the village alive, to keep the society, the community, as we call it, the Black community, alive, it was necessary for Black men to actually step up and cover the mistakes of Black women. Black women are probably the loosest people on the planet with their womb. And I do mean that. It's something that Moynihan and Clark complained about even way back then. Hell, even Franklin complained about the looseness of a Black womb back then. So Black men have had the task of covering for the loose morals and the looseness of the Black female womb for 200 years, even to the point where
now someone homie Coolin has referred me to Pluto before. I wouldn't mind talking to him. He's all right. I mean, he did have, there was one video, I think there is a video he did that I saved on my watch later, if I could find it, but let me see if I can find it first. But I am sub to him. Yep, actually I do see it. Women are bad at communicating, not men. Yeah, that's actually it. I will go to that after this, but I've heard of him. I've subbed to him. Sometimes I try listening to his streams, but sometimes it's just kind of too preachy for me. But you know, we'll go to that after this.
Where we raise the white landowners' kids because we're socialized to do that. We're socialized to keep the family as intact as we can. And at some point, even that has to give out. One reason is that the Black man was cornered into a cubicle. He really couldn't date any other group of people, any other culture, without some severe repercussions. So they kept Black men in a box. At some point, that box had to be lifted, had to be disintegrated. And what you're seeing now is the lid being lifted off of Black male choice. So they don't have to cover bad decisions by Black females anymore. But that's beside the point. But this fool is trying to use the example of the Virgin Mary to actually shame Black men. What if the Virgin Mary was alive today and the virgin birth actually happened today? Would Black people, Black men, the Black manosphere, or the manosphere in general, still feel the same way about the Virgin Mary? First of all, let's get it straight. Big J Triple X, respectfully, you do not know what the fuck you're talking about, man. You don't even read your literature. And I hate people who try to use the Bible as an argument without actually knowing what's in it. You didn't even read it. You could have read the first couple of chapters and figured this shit out instead of making a dumbass argument like you just did. Now, I'm no longer a Christian. I haven't really read the Bible in about 20 years. I haven't really read it. I read pieces of it, but I haven't really read the Bible cover to cover in about 20 years. That's my mother and my grandson and my, the other folks in my family that are devout, that read it cover to cover. I do not. So I had to recall it, even though I have not read it in 20 years, even though I have not read that section in about 40 years. I remember the story of Mary and Joseph. I remember it. Now, back then, fornication was a sin. You could be severely punished.
Oh, so going back to what we were talking about on Regis. Now, someone made a claim that Big J is a virgin. Apparently, he hasn't had sex in 20 years or something, but that doesn't make you a virgin. That just means you haven't had box in 20 years, though. That's all that means. And ism's funny. Ism said some things. Hey, if you don't have a kid, then you an incel or some shit like that. And I said, well, I mean, does that mean that Reg is an incel? Reg said that he had a kid, but the chick, I guess at the time, aborted or something. I'm like, oh shit, didn't know that. but sometimes it says some. Sometimes I agree with them, although it's kind of cluttered into the, you know, ism shit. But he's funny sometimes. So yeah, back to base Pluto. I mean, I wouldn't mind talking to him. Now, honestly, I talked about his channel before. Now he has like the hashtag Doomer thing. Yeah, he's that channel. He has his channels, like his last video was 5 days ago. 30 reasons why I gave up on dating. Yes, your attraction to women is why you're depressed. Do not take the blame and fix problems you did not cause. You are punished for being attracted to women. Like, I can no, black women don't like nerdy black men. Go where you're wanted. I can see like I probably need to give his channel another chance. It's just I just don't like when they niggas be doing the preachy shit. It's like goddamn. But he did do a recent video. I'm wondering if hopefully he's not gonna be too preachy in this one. But we'll see.
All right, people. Brothers. Let's talk. First off, I will say, again, y'all already know the likes, the comments, the shares. This year has been absolutely incredible, and I thank every single one of y'all very, very much. The fellowship has grown so well and so fast.
All right, see,
I'll be gone literally for 2 weeks. I come back and we are live with literally, I don't know, 80, 90 people. I post on the community wall and it gets 100, 120, 200 upvotes. I post a link to the Bat and Beyond stream and we got live. One of my biggest contentions and pet peeves I hear from women, especially in the West, as well as the simp and denial apologists, and believe it or not, very, very blue pill chatterons, right? Is especially over 30, man, all right? They paint it in a way to where they put the problem of communication, right, as a issue that men have, right? And completely excuse women being completely sociopathic and lacking communication. In my opinion, all right, one more time, in my opinion, in general. But as you know, women get a pass. They get a pass, all right? They can, oh, they're not a bad person. You just got played, right? Right. So I'll give you an example, fellowship. How many of y'all with y'all boys, whenever you're talking, you'd be like, yo, man, like, bro, I'm trying to lose some weight, bro. It's been a challenge, I'm getting there. I know what I gotta do, but man, listen, it's been difficult. And you'd be like, listen, bro, you know how it is? Calories in, calories out, high protein, you gotta get low. Go to reddit.com/ 1,200 is enough, 1.5K is enough, and find, high protein plans. Does your boy be like, bro, I know this already. Don't mansplain me. No, that's just not what men do, right? They'd be like, you know what, bro, you're right. I'm gonna do it when I get home. I'm gonna look right now. You know what? Good looks. All right. That's how men communicate. Very, very deliberate, very, very direct, to the point. And that is, in my opinion, from my own freaking profession, bro, so professional, even in a casual setting, right? Because so direct. Even compared to the East. In the East, they use more indirect communication, right? But even that style in the East is not some, rejection of communication. See, with women, what I've noticed over the years, right, is they're so feminist brain rotted, all right, and so chat room burned out that even when communicating with men on a basic level, they become very, very hostile, and closed off when it comes to communication. Because you tell, women this, bro, if you're not chatting on, of course, they'd be like, I know it's already, I know it's my entire life. Don't mansplain me, blah, 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 blah. It's like, bro. And they wonder why men out here will woke fish. They wonder why men out here don't commit to them and stuff, bro. Or why men out here, I hear all the time, bro. Like 90% of women out here are not at all wife material. And they lie. They lie because they realize that being direct, being honest, being respectful, being to the point when it comes to dealing with women gets you nothing but being flaked on, ghosted on, hostility.
This is why it's very hard for me. So, see, when someone asks, "Oh, do you watch Base Pluto?" It's hard. Like, dude, I try. But this is the preachy shit. Exactly. It'd be hard for me to listen to the shit for long periods of time. I mean, I like some of the topics he does, though, but I gotta like consume it in a very short span. It's just like yikes. But okay, well, here's my question. Riddle me this: Why didn't the Black Manosphere accept Base Pluto? I mean, he does the content I think the space would like, right? Don't they like that shit? I mean, isn't that maybe it's not Black woman focused though. Maybe that's why. But how with some of his topics, it's just hard to consume. Very hard to consume. Oh yeah, so the link is up. I know. I'm gonna try to do panels. The link is up. So if you want to talk your shit, say something funny, whatever, you can. So the link is up. I will try to entertain the panels. I will try. I patience runs thin for niggas, but I know some of y'all, so it's all good. So we got a skit from Long Beach Giphy. Let's see if it's funny and shit. Hopefully it is. Oh, and before we get to that, so I had to do a little shout out. I shared this guy's video on my community wall. So shout out to Insane Game Freak. So this dude, he's considered considered an OG though. So I know this guy from the anime sector years back. Years back. When I used to do content like back in the 2000s, basically. He still does the shit. So, but he had a stream talking about men struggles in 2024. You were saying some real shit. I'm like, dude, you're saying some red pillish manosphere shit, though, But it's always interesting watching a chat full of nerd niggas kind of like trying to belittle each other. Like, oh, well, I don't know why you guys have issues with women, blah, 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 blah. Like that type of shit was happening in his stream. But yeah, shout out to Insane Game Freak. Y'all should check him out. It's a lot of anime shit though, but sometimes he talks about some real shit. So that male struggles in 2024, that was a good stream. I think it was a good stream. So shout out to the Insane Game Freak. All right, so let's check out this video. Let's see if it's funny. All right, here we go. Hopefully, it says when a woke person. Oh, the Easter thing. Okay, you might be making fun of the whole Transformer holiday bullshit. Let's see.
Cousin Nick, happy Easter, bro. Happy Easter. The fuck you mean happy Easter, nigga? Now, see, I would slap the dog shit out of you for you even cursing me with such white paganism.
Oh, God.
But your America KKK programming is doing way more destruction to your body, mind, and soul, my brother. Your little stupid black brain don't know no better, so I'll let you slide.
Wow.
Okay. Happy resurrection, dog. Ain't nothing happy about a black man celebrating a white man's holiday on the true New Year. Oh, it's insulting the mother Gaia.
Gaia.
Actually, we are celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Oh, that white man in the sky that can walk on water that'll send you to eternal damnation if you gay. Oh, he be doing other stuff too. He be doing blessings. He merciful.
He be doing other stuff too. That's funny.
If it's the Lord's day, why do y'all spend it looking for eggs with evil money inside, making baskets filled with sugar and corn syrupy poison? And why the fuck is this holiday surrounded by a bunny rabbit? Okay. This has weird white ritual programming written all over it. You need to open your third eye, brother. All right, man.
Third eye.
Fuck Easter and that white God. Bro, you are going to hell. Hell is a state of mind. It is not a place. To be in hell is to be separate from God. God is within you. When you do ungodly things or operate at a low frequency, you are in hell. You would know that if you weren't brainwashed by a white man.
Okay.
I'm gonna go eat. Yeah. Go eat. Go eat your high cholesterol and high blood pressure and your diabetes and do your little Easter egg hunt rituals. You slave boy. The revolution will not be over.
Okay. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, that was funny. Let's see what else. Oh, y'all remember Honest Truth, the guy who tried to pander to women and then he pregnated some chick and he had a kid or whatever. Dude, that dude hasn't streamed in forever. I hope he didn't fucking kill her, dude. Because last stream I saw him, he was basically crashing out on the live. I think he was driving to see the kid, and like the chick was trying to, use the kid as leverage. Do some bullshit. I just remember him being really pissed. I haven't seen him stream in a while. I hope that dude didn't do some bullshit. Hopefully, he didn't hurt that damn kid. But yeah, I haven't seen him do a stream in a while. Moving right along. Yeah, please pander right. So Ramil is doing a response to who is it? Oh, Before the Billions. Oh, he got laid off. I'll leave that alone. I don't care enough. But I do care. I mean, I'm joking. Hopefully, Before the Billions, you get another job. So yeah, I do care. Never mind. Disregard what I said. I care a lot that you get another job. Sorry. What else we got here? Let's see. Sure. Oh, what was that thing? Yeah, the Anton thing. Looks like I think Thai City made a super chat or something to Anton. Which really sucks. Like, is this the villain of the space now? Like, I don't even know. Like, as cringe as it is. So there's another podcast called Hardly Initiated, another fucking podcast. But yeah, let's see. He had a super chat. Let's see.
Somebody that you only agree with. I want all of the information, and then I'm gonna put it together and put the right things in motion, and then I'm gonna use the rest of it as an example.
Shout out to Uncut Underground with another one. I'm married and I bring IG thoughts into my house with my wife and daughter. Anton is the biggest hypocrite with this fake ass standard. Anton, the people that simply upset with some of the things you say are these men, women.
Chat mafia.
That's what I mean. And for that to work, both parts got to be held accountable for their behavior, right? So it's just that we're kind of highlighting the part that he's focused on women, but he didn't say the only way to solve this is that all the women got to do all the responsibility for all of us to save our culture. He just highlighted that's a piece that has to be addressed.
Coach, no, that is what he said. Now, I agree with you, Coach, because I'm actually a little bit where you are. I'm on the side of it is a little bit of both. But Anton, I mean, he said what he meant. He said that
the men are doing the work.
We doing the work. The women need to get it right. That was actually what he said. So I'm not adding nothing to it. I'm actually communicating with Anton. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I pretty much say what you said? Because I don't want to misquote you.
Yeah, you said what I said.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
there's no reason for me to cover a base that Coach already covered, and that's why I said to add to what he's saying, we also have to hold women accountable, and this is why.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. To be honest with you, I understand, and I'm absolutely on board with you that the women are not perfect at all, and everything that you said regarding all the debauchery going on over there is absolutely valid. So don't get it twisted that I'm discrediting any of that. And we have had plenty of episodes where we address that. And I think it's just very important, one, that we have men come on a platform and speak to the issues as men of men that we spoke about today. And I appreciate everybody. First of all, I really do thank all of y'all brothers. I strategically picked each one of you brothers that I felt like will bring a different perspective to this conversation so we can really touch as much surface area as we can on this issue, because I think this is a very important issue to talk about in our community today. Because just like I said, the brothers that don't have that community, that brotherhood, they can't sit at the tables with men like us
they were able to sit with us here today. So I appreciate all y'all brothers for coming up on here and chopping it up with us here today on the platform.
Yeah, I mean, it got kind of in our addressing facts. I've seen too many women refusing to allow the fathers to parent. We refuse to co-parent in a healthy manner. Shout out to Jean Bonnet, member for 6 months. So I got to take care of this one. Anton lacks emotional intelligence. He's seated in ego that's so disheartening, void of his humanity. Man is clearly at war with self. Anton, are you at war with yourself?
Come on, man. I love these joints.
You know what my life is like.
I already know. Shout out to Blue Lotus Village. Women who hold women accountable are Queen of Fool, nearly 50 years. Shahrazad Ali, April Mason, Ashley Empowers, Love Dorsey, and Dr. Michelle Daff, to name a few. We are being held accountable. We have to let that narrative rest.
Why you don't read the stuff for the smoke? Why you don't read what it is that they say?
It's not that. I'm just trying to, have this certain conversation going. Yeah, actually, it is that. It is that. I'm trying to avoid the smoke.
I have no problem whatsoever.
Well, look, let's.
He said, "Bring on the smoke."
Yeah, let's check out this one.
Bring on the smoke.
Uncut Underground. All this community talk only to promote Charleston White, Fleece Johnson, Kwame Kilpatrick, Brittany Renner, etc., etc. Meanwhile, saying black culture is trash while benefiting from it. Still straight hypocrite.
Do I benefit from it, or do they actually watch the interviews? Because if they actually watch the interviews, they would learn something from it. Because my goal in interviewing people is not to debate them, but to understand them so that we can make better decisions. See, this is all emotion talk, right? This is all emotions that come along with that. I'm not there to debate people that I bring up on my platform. I'm there for them to have a conversation and get a different point of view, because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. And I think that you can learn something from anybody, not just people that you want to agree with. So it's not promoting them. It's absolutely using it for content in order to have a deeper conversation. I want to talk to people that don't look like me. I want to talk to people that think like me. The reason why.
Wait a second, but see, he interviewed the Booty Warrior, and I mean that is a Booty Warrior promotion. You may not want to admit that, but you're doing an interview, you are promoting them. So I guess you thought it was necessary to interview the Booty Warrior. So I mean, I guess the Booty Warrior definitely got more Booty Warrior fans, I guess, which cringe, but hey, that's what you did.
I agreed to do this is because it was a debate and it was from people that have a different perspective than me. I don't want to live in an echo chamber. I'm a free thinker. And so I think that y'all are suckers that only rock out with people. I'm talking to the super chatter that only rock out with people that, and you only want to hear from people that you agree with. Can't learn nothing from nobody that you only agree with. I want all of the information, and then I'm gonna put it together and put the right things in motion, and then I'm gonna use the rest of it as an example.
I'm very curious about this too. If this is actually a young lady or a gentleman. I'm married.
Really?
Shout out to Uncut Underground with another one. I'm married and I bring IG thoughts into my house with my wife and daughter.
Just trying to run a game on him.
Biggest
Yeah,
hypocrite with his fake ass standards.
Anton,
the people that are typically upset with some of the things you say are these men, women?
Oh, these is always men and women.
Men and women.
It's men and women.
Because
I open up my platforms every single day for people to come up there and have a conversation with me. They don't want to do that because they're gonna get embarrassed, and I'm okay with that.
And what is it? Is it just is it something, like you saying, hey, women need to be held accountable, or is it the way you deliver? I'm just very curious. Wow.
I'm unapologetic in what I do and what I.
Golly, man, these niggas, sir. I don't even know what side of Black YouTube that. Oh, I mean, I guess it's relationship dating, but I see what Anton's doing. I see. So you got rid of the Fight Club. I guess he's trying to venture out into other people's channels. But it's funny. You make it. He's gonna get some smoke from. I mean, we know that Anton's a clown. I mean, a lot of people know Anton's a clown, but Purple Pill Sector, really? Okay. Oh, what's up, Omega? Really? Okay. I heard Edward Anderson he mentioned that before. Okay. Purple Pill Sector. All right. Okay. All right. That's fine. All right.
I say because I don't answer to nobody but God. And so I take my direction from God. I study, I read my Bible. I read it back and forth 7 times. Every single book of the Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles. Every single book of the Bible I study. And when I pray in the morning, I don't ask God for things, I ask him for direction. And so I understand what my role is, and my role is not to pander to people in order to make them feel good. My role is, and my purpose on this earth is to tell the truth and then let the chips fall where they may. I'm not here for the majority. I'm here for that one soul, that one person that hear this and say, you know what? I want to do things differently, or I want different results for my life. Because at the end of the day, when this internet cut off, I'm gonna go into my multi-million-dollar life, and I'm gonna live it phenomenally. I'm not gonna see y'all comments. And you got to cut the screen off, and you got to go home by yourself in your raggedy ass house and you got to deal with your raggedy ass spouse, and you got to deal with your baby daddy, and you're gonna be by yourself. But if you want a solution and you actually want to get to the results instead of feeling good about yourself and getting to the entertainment, you want to get rid of the medicine and start, you want to get rid of the candy and start getting to the medicine. It's a way to do that. Come find me. But at the end of the day, I just see a bunch of feminine men and angry women that's bothered by the truth. The only people that get affected by the truth is when it's actually hitting you. I don't get offended when people say certain things about me because the truth is the truth. And so if you actually say something that's true, then I'll be bothered by it. And I'll change that. But until then, all I see is people that don't have the results. We still in last as a community. Black people are broke. They still being race hustled. You still are the ones that's having the most children.
I think Mike TV did did a video, he did some cover video on him. His path was unique. I kind of forgot, but he said basically, let's come together and have the conversation. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, let him get his money, I guess. I don't really care what he does. I know he's just gonna try to monetize whatever he can and then pump and dump after he's done, like he did with Fight Club. Let's see. So a lot of people have been sharing the hoe math shit, but I think there was a video Gerbert Johnson did. Let me see if I could find it. Where is it? Here it is. Let's see what Mr. Chad over here has got another video.
How did I get here? Looking at all these furries with wieners, like what the hell? Penny X. Dirty.
I don't want to hear you rap.
Loud and strong, and it will be my last day. Just probably not. But yeah, these are kind of niche right here, and back there they're a little bit more esoteric. So 5 points. You get 5 points if you comment which ones they are without cheating. And I'll keep on doing these games, and if you get 100 points, I'll come down to where you live, and I'll make you a nice baked good. Make human development. It's been going on for 80-something years now. It's the longest.
He said basically he was going the idolism route until all the YouTube Keishas he tries to turn on him. Now he's been on a SBE rampage. He's still married though, right? Or is he did he divorce that wife of his or what? I don't know. Yeah, I definitely see that rampage thing you're talking about though.
Running study about human happiness. The study is very thorough. They don't just sit people down and go, oh, how do you feel? Like, are you happy or not? It's not like a self-prescribed, none of that hoopla, none of that homosexual rigmarole. They've been studying these guys for like 80 years. They're silent generation men. The oldest ones they're dead, and they're like in their 90s now. They started back in like 1920, 1930 something. Right. They pulled out all the stops. They were very thorough. They do brain scans. They do blood tests. They make them fight. They make them, do other shit. I don't know what they do exactly, but I know the brain scans and blood tests, right? So that's what you really need. Oh, by the way, this beat was made by Westlow.
Get to the point. Goddamn.
Part of a study found that people who had happy marriages in their 80s reported that their moods didn't suffer even on the days when they had more physical pain. Those who had unhappy marriages felt both more emotional and physical pain. Keep warm relationships, live longer and happier, loneliness kills. You might have heard all of this before. That's about it. Researchers found that women who felt securely attached to their partners were less depressed and more happy in their relationships, had better memory functions. Yeah. Okay. So I want to specifically focus. There's videos covering this. Don't be lonely, have community, whatever. I want to specifically focus on the marital aspect of this. It pretty much proves that people who are in long-term, happy, monogamous relationships, marriages, are happier. Not just, because there are some studies that show people wouldn't self-evaluate themselves being happier if they're married. That doesn't matter. That's not convincing. That's not very well replicated either. This study, as I said, is very thorough. We have the blood tests. We have the brain scans. People live longer, and there's a connection between your physical and mental health. And people have less mental health issues. I mean, they have less neuroses. So it's pretty I mean, that's pretty clear. They're going to be happier, and it showed. I mean, you're old, your body hurts, but these people who are in these marriages, that doesn't hurt. That doesn't hurt their soul as much. It doesn't drag down their mental health as much. Because I mean, that's gotta suck. You're old, you get less attractive, you're all saggy, you're like, and you're also like all alone. I mean, what the fuck? So we're talking about long-term monogamous relationships, and these are silent generation men, right? So what's the takeaway here? I mean, this is also something pretty obvious. Monogamy is good. Monogamy is good. Monogamy makes people happier. And on a broad scale, there's no civilization worth being named that was created without monogamy being the main system of mating, without matrimony being pursued and enforced. This happens. This is everywhere. This is everywhere that built something. And yeah, maybe some emperors or kings had concubines. That's like a little.
So Omega says, once the holies seen the money in super chats, who's been going to combine? He says, I'm sorry to think this is all scripted. That's the thing with I was saying that about the whole fresh, I pre-pregnated some Asian chick, and oh look, all the text messages just happened to be released, at the same time. It's like, you really just can't really trust the niggaverse like that. I mean, we really don't know what people are doing offline. That's the whole thing I keep saying. Like, we shouldn't be, so easily deceived. Okay, someone releases some breaking news. Oh, shit happened. Oh, someone's baby mama. Oh, someone got pregnant. Oh, someone's married this. It's like, okay, I mean, all right, we get it, but I don't know. The Black YouTube audience is easily fooled. Like, and I don't think they care. I don't think I don't think the majority of them even care. That they don't even care. As long as they can get their junk food content. I mean, they're all good. But going back to what Gerber was saying about the article about like loneliness is as bad as like alcoholism and all that stuff. But you have to realize like the younger Gen Z, I mean, that's mainly they really don't have a like monogamy for them. I just don't see it that as a it's more of a minority option, I think, for them, because for them it's more about you're gonna have to get in where you can fit in, and that's special, dynamic, open, maybe relationships. Like it's gonna be something of that scenario. We already saw that shit happen a couple years back when that one dude on Ties for Mills was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in an open relationship. I share a chick with some another dude." And he was trying to defend that shit. I think a lot of Gen Z might be currently doing that right now. Even millennials, like we're definitely guilty of bullshit too. So I'm sure that millennials are accepting some of that open, like that monogamy thing is kind of on some traditional old school shit. Like that's what it sounds like to me nowadays. I think that open relationship, special dynamic thing, I think that's on the rise, man. It might already be on the rise. And I know more people in my age range and not in the Gen Z, so I don't really know, but it'd be good to find out from Gen Z, like, is that what do you guys see? Like, I'd have to ask some Gen Z people, like, okay, what are you guys seeing, like, in college or in, like, later in high school? Are y'all seeing, like, y'all still seeing monogamy in that? Or are y'all seeing, like, the open, poly, all this other bullshit?
Deviation. And in Islamic countries, I mean, they have the thing where a guy can have multiple wives, but that's not like a big thing. They're still mostly monogamous. So before anybody says shit like that, the broad culture is monogamous. This is how everything is built. This is good. This is good. This makes people happy. This is how we have families and we build communities, and it's what it's all based on. And when we start to lose this, we can't maintain the same societies, the same civilizations that we have. They start to fall apart when we revert to polygamous systems, polyamorous systems, which is what's happening now.
Yep, just said that.
as it happens.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Monogamy is good. Here's the issue. People. Okay, well, let me say, the results of this study, or the findings that a relationship makes you happier. We're talking about a very specific relationship here, and these are silent generation men. It was very different back then. So the purpose of this video or what you should draw from this isn't to think everything's about a relationship and go try to get in a relationship right now, or, oh, I can't be happy if I'm not in a relationship. That's not it. It's actually kind of the opposite, because this is different. The amount of relationships that fit the criteria in this study that made people happier now are so, the amount that reach that are so minuscule, like it's crazy. Because here's the issue. Humans are not naturally monogamous. This is true no matter what. Men aren't monogamous, women aren't monogamous, no matter what framework you look at it, through a Darwinian evo-psych perspective, through a Christian, we have a fallen nature, no matter what lens you look at it through, it's just not true. If you look at our history, there are certain points where we're monogamous, but that's not our nature. And here's why. Even if you look, because if you look at uncontacted tribes, pre-agriculture, there are very few deep in the Amazon, North Sentinelese, some around New Zealand. They're not even strictly monogamous. They have quite a bit of, stuff going on. They're not monogamous, and they would be more prone to being monogamous because they're less dimorphic than modern people today. There's a link between, I'll run through this quickly. I think I've said this before, but there's a link between dimorphism, sexual dimorphism, and monogamy. So if you look at a species like gibbons, it's very hard to differentiate between a male and a female gibbon. Same size, look very similar. If you look at them, you'll be like, oh, what gender are you? Gibbons are monogamous. They're very monogamous. They get in a couple and they stay that way. There are other species like mandrills, where a male mandrill is twice the size of a female, and they have harems. They're not monogamous at all. They're polygynous. There's polygamy, which is like the broad term, but polygyny is where a man specifically has multiple females. Mandrills have these harems. Humans are quite dimorphic. So just from that basis, we're not monogamous. And modern people.
He says we should still prescribe monogamy if open relationships become a thing. It would ruin the dating norms. Oh yeah, I mean, I think monogamy is definitely a good thing, but yeah, it's just, I mean, what the internet is trying to do is tell these women, yeah, monogamy is good, we should still do it. But I mean, they gotta want that for themselves. I mean, you can't just force these things on people that, and especially in a culture where it's not even being promoted to be good anyway. I mean, it's really not. So it's becoming old school or traditional, which sounds super cringe, but that's what it's kind of getting to. You said you remember the same thing happened with Myron 2 years ago? Oh, okay.
People are more dimorphic than these uncontacted tribes, because they traced our uncontacted pre-agricultural tribes, because they traced our mitochondrial DNA, and we found at the dawn of the agricultural revolution, 17 women reproduced for every one man. So that means that one guy who had all the crops or whatever, he was at the very top of the dominance hierarchy, and he monopolized all the poon with his crops and his wheat and his, it's a Nietzschean archetype or whatever. He banged 17 broads. And after something like that, after a bottleneck like that, like people, the way we look changes. Like that's a pretty severe thing. So after that, we probably became more dimorphic. The point, but back to the point. Humans are not naturally monogamous, but monogamy is good. So now we have this thing where it's like, oh no, right? But we can be, humans can be, but there have to be certain structures in place. Structures that we have now lost, unfortunately. These structures are religious awe, like a real fear of God. That'll keep people from really pursuing their sexual passions. There also has to be like a political structure around it, sort of enforcing it. It has to be a little bit restrictive. Some would even say oppressive, to make sure this monogamous system works. I wouldn't say oppressive, but it does have to be restrictive because it's not our nature. There really has to be a force that keeps us in check, that keeps us that way. There has to be social stigma. There has to be a sort of religious structure.
There's that shame.
When we lose these things, we can no longer be monogamous. And people have this weird idea where it's just like, oh no. You know, a lot of people have fantasies about being monogamous, about like finding someone and falling in love forever. It's just not realistic, and it actually cannot work. You know, we want to have this culture where people fall in love and get in these long relationships. We think that's good, but there's just weird dissonance where we think that just happens naturally, which it doesn't. You fall in love, you feel these like butterflies in your stomach, these happy feelings for like not that long, for like maybe like a few years at most. You like really are in love with the person. After that, because again, humans are not monogamous. After that, it's not like love or passion or like real that really keeps you going. It's more of a responsibility. It's more of a duty. And then after that, you find something more than what was at the beginning of that relationship, that love, those butterflies, that gives men an incentive to work. I mean, you see now, like a modern job is just so crushing, or even like a hard labor job where you're actually doing something. Even that's tough. You need a family to go back to. That's the whole point of it. I mean, there was this reel I saw not that long ago of the guy who was like a construction worker. And he's like, I work so hard every day, but the only thing that keeps me going, and he drives back into the garage and his daughter comes out. It's like this little kid. And she goes, oh, I love you. And hugs him. Is like, this is the whole reason I keep on working. That's exactly it. You do all that shit. You come home to an empty apartment. Like, what the fuck is the actual point? You know?
Hey, man, no cap though. Like, some dudes aren't able to live by themselves, dude. Not everyone's able to do that shit. Actually, like, leave the nest, you know, go to this new city, town, state, whatever, even new country, shit, and be able to work and come back to your spot on your own, your solo dolo. Not everyone can do that shit. That's a skill you have to fucking learn. Not everyone can do that. Some people have to be surrounded by people or family and all that shit at all times and shit. Yeah, not everyone can do that shit. Cynical says, I like living by myself. Hey, as an introvert, there are benefits. There are. But there's also cons. So I'll say that. But yeah, there's definitely benefits. But yeah, you kind of, like I said, the rise of the situation shits, like I said, dynamic, special relationships. Gen Z, man. I mean, golly. Yeah, I definitely feel bad for y'all. I mean, even millennials. I mean, we're kind of cooked. Well, not kind of. Millennials are kind of cooked too. I'm not even gonna cap with that. We're cooked too. You know, we're kind of cooked. You know, it is what it is. What it is. They're trying to survive. That's all. Let's see. Some people have to live by themselves, especially if they don't have a lot of relatives. Ancient millennial. Oh, you're an introvert. Yeah, team introvert. Hell yeah. I mean, I'm all about that shit. I might be an extreme introvert. Here's the thing. There's the thing about introverts, right? We're not 100%, right? There's always like a divide, right? I would say maybe I might be like 80% introvert, like just like a 20% extrovert, maybe, or might or maybe 15% extrovert, maybe 15%. I'll give myself 15% at least. But I'm cool with that. You know, it's all good. So we all have different splits, I would say. I used to be extremely shy when I was younger. I opened up mainly in college, like middle school, high school, it's just whatever. But college, oh yeah, I opened up for real. But then I fully discovered the power of being an introvert in college. INTP. Okay, dang, I forgot what one I was. I honestly forgot. I can only be around groups of people for 2 hours before I have to go alone. I totally understand that. That recharge shit is real as fuck. Yeah, I can't like those. Yeah, I understand that shit because that recharge shit is real. When I became older, I embraced my introvert nature. Yeah, man, it is refreshing. It is refreshing, but I will say, like I said, pros, cons. Let's see. Oh, okay. Something else here. So I don't know if some of y'all remember, but my older brother, he's the opposite of me. He's kind of the introvert guy. I'm the introvert. I'm the introvert. He's the extrovert. Right. So he's in this social group, you know, like one of these groups you find on like Meetup or some whatever bullshit. And so this time, this group will ask question about relationships, partnerships, dating, all this other bullshit. So it's like this. The question was the last time says, "What's one lesson that you learned about love, dating, relationships, and partnerships?" Don't worry, gents. I'll circle back to y'all in a minute. It could be something you heard from others lately. Blah blah blah. Right. So the thing about this group, based on what my brother's been telling me, is that it's like the women in this group are single as fuck. Like they haven't been selected, they haven't been picked. But when it comes to questions like this in the group, in this group chat or whatever group, it's always these women who are single as fuck asking this question. Right. And it's like the way my brother described it, I'm like, dude, these chicks are like the losers of their generation. That's what it sounds like. Like they're just single as fuck. They're asking all these questions in a co-ed group, by the way, because they're trying to get attention from some guy. They want some guy to respond, right? They're looking for something. And it's like the dudes in this group are just not fucking with these certain number of chicks. There might be some, maybe they already have relationships, or maybe there's other chicks that are just way more interesting in the group. But there's a certain select few of these chicks that are just, no one gives a shit. Like no one cares about them. They're not getting picked. And it's like, it's always these select few women that are always responding to these questions. It's just like, yo, what a way to identify yourself as like, you just hear almost compromise, almost like goddamn. There are people who are surprised that I'm a bit shy, but it's definitely true. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I like shy chicks, honestly. I don't like chicks that talk a lot. Most of my family members are way less introvert than I am. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm the most introverted one. My younger brother though, he's kind of a mixture. He's kind of a mix. He's kind of like an ambivert. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, fine. I guess we'll listen to the damn video Ramil did on Before the Billions. I already know what he's gonna say. I can already predict what he's gonna say. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Corporate jobs are bad. Something bullshit like that. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Damn. He took the video down? Huh. Where'd the video go? That's weird. Wait a second. Okay, you're an LLC. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to it.
Months contract with Home Depot, and it was supposed to go from 6 months into a full-time position, and everybody assured me that, hey, you're going to be going, and no matter what, everybody pretty much gets hired on after the 6 months. They may extend you for a little bit longer, but if the budget allows, they'll keep you on and you'll get put on full-time. That didn't happen for me, but other people also left the team, so it didn't feel like I got singled out. But It did make me feel away because I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be having a future here at this company. And I did not after going through a lot of interviews to be able to get the job. So fast forward to when I got my very next job, which was at Ronstar USA. I have been working there for over 4 years, and I quite enjoyed my team, and I enjoyed the opportunities that has been able to allow me. And I am still thankful for a lot of the things that I have experienced over these 4 years working at Ronstadt. So if you guys don't know, when I got laid off from my previous job, it kickstarted the channel. But now that I'm getting laid off again, I have a more of a drive to be able to make more videos on YouTube and to have a little bit more of an entrepreneurial spirit. I do want to go ahead and find another position as well, but I do see how it is important to be able to have something on the side so that way you can make more money while you're pretty much not making money that would allow you to be able to take care of your bills.
What's good? What's good? I want to do this video as a
all right.
response to Before the Billions, as he made a video as he was just laid off as a data analyst. And I want to...
Well, before we play it, based on what I heard, it sounds like he has a lot of contractor experience, which I mean, I wish he was in the chat. He could correct me, but that's what it sounded like. But a lot of contractor experience does kind of like, I think HR does kind of look at that in a certain way. I think HR may judge a person, especially in IT, if they're just on like they have contractor jobs, a lot of contractor jobs. But I could be wrong on that. But let's see what Prince Jamil has to say here.
Respond to this, because this goes to show once again, since I first came on YouTube, I've always told niggas it's probably in your best interest to have either your own business or at least have something of your own on the side that you make money at, independent of any separate corporate entity. All right. And the reason why I've always talked about this and recommended this is because at any given time, the person employing you can pull the rug, especially if it's at will employment. And it's just how it is. And niggas always gave me flack. Oh, your job shaming, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you bitch ass nigga. I'm trying to talk about being a fucking man. Okay, because at any given time, the white folks that employ you can pull the rug up under you. Now, I'm not against a job. Okay, definitely not against a job. I mean, I done had hella jobs. And who knows, maybe I would work another one. Nah, let me stop. I ain't gonna go that far.
All right, you see, now, he is kind of, you're shaming corporate jobs, right? You're saying, what the job that the white people gave you, right? You're already, you're shaming the corporate jobs, right? But I mean, there are black people in corporate who are managers. I actually had a black manager for the last, let's see, almost 4 or 5 years, and that shit was lit. That was cool having a fellow black man as a manager in IT. That was super cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a super benefit, dude. He was actually a good manager too. But the shaming of the corporate shit. I mean, there's just really no point shaming corporate or entrepreneur, or trades. I mean, if you can make some good money and just pay your bills, save some money, and whatever those 3 options, go for it. Even if you want to be a contractor or full time, there's really no point shaming any of them. I mean, get what you can get. That's what I say. But this whole white man, the job the white man gave you. Well, sometimes it could be the black. Sometimes you could get hired by a black person or fired by a black person. Shit. I had, like I said, my manager who was black. Now I have another manager, but he tried to put it on some black people on our team, and he had to fire some of them because they were fucking up and they were lazy ass bastards. So, shit, your manager could be Indian, shit, fucking Asian or some shit, and yeah, okay, he got laid off. I mean, I'm sure Before Billions has a good amount of experience, that he can find something else, especially if he's in STEM. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult. Now, if he wants to stick to I think he's in Atlanta. I don't know where he's at, but if he wants to open up the range, like the region locations, that would definitely help him out. But it's just, I don't think it's the end all be all just because he got laid off. I mean, he's still young as shit, so I think he could easily find something else.
I don't know if I would ever work a job again. Okay. But I'm not above it. Okay. The problem is when niggas think that's the end all be all, when this is the most dangerous time to be 100% dependent on that. I'm gonna tell you why. One, inflation. Well, so if you're paying attention, the jobless claims just went up this week, higher than expected. But either way, the economy is very volatile, and as technology gets more advanced and people are needed for different positions less and less, everything's going to be more volatile. Okay. And so you don't know when they might just combine your position with somebody else, or you're just adding more. Your job is not necessary, so they get rid of it for the bottom line. Or maybe they just don't like your ass, especially if you're in a state with at-will employment. Okay, this is why I've always talked about this since I first got on YouTube. Now you can really see what's going on, because right now it's damn near impossible to get a job from what I'm hearing. You know, people filling out 300 goddamn applications. These companies don't give a fuck. These companies ghosting niggas. All right, and so it's not, you cannot just fully depend.
Okay, so another thing. So I talked about this a while ago. So RTO, return to office. My industry, a lot of other industries in STEM and tech and stuff are returning to the office. So what does that mean? They're getting rid of a lot of the remote positions. So if someone's saying that the job market is a bit harder, it's because they're getting rid of the remote positions, and most of the positions now are going to be hybrid or in the office. So that could be the case depending on what city you're at, right? I had another friend, classmate of mine, who used to work at Lowe's corporate, back in the Carolinas. He was telling me that the job market in North Carolina, on the western side of North Carolina, is shitty as fuck. And could be because, especially this year, the transition to return to office, a lot of the remote jobs are being removed, right? So you really have to be either really close to a facility, an office, corporate office or something, and apply that way, right? So that could be why.
It's not the 60s no more. It's not the 40 years working and get a gold watch. That's just not, it's not, guaranteed anymore. That's why I've always talked about having your own skill set, learning how to monetize your skills outside of the job or in addition to your job as a supplement. Okay. Now, people are wondering why it's so hard to get a job right now. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay. Because these businesses are at capacity. They're serving the maximum amount of customers. Okay, so it's only so many employees that they need. So you know what happens when we're in a situation like this? There needs to be more businesses created because they can't serve all the employees. As big of a market as big of a market share as Amazon got, they can't serve everybody. Okay, and they might not be able to hire no more people because they're at capacity. So that leaves room for you to create your own e-commerce store, right? And pick up the customers that Amazon are lacking or not picking up. That's what happens in a situation like this. We need more businesses now, okay? But either way, once again, I'm not against a career. I'm not against a job. You need a job as a stepping stone. I understand we got to pay bills. But all I'm saying is that as a grown man, all right, and my belief is that you should always have something of your own, regardless of what you're doing on the side, even if you cut grass, hell, even if you have a YouTube channel, fuck it. All right. People want to hear what you got to say. All right. If you cut hair, all right. If you fix computers, anything you can market your skills, anything you can put an ad up on some board and market your services. You want to be able to generate income outside of the job, so that if you do get laid off, like before the billions, you will have something to hold you over. And when you are working, have something to supplement. All right. Never depend on one thing. I don't care how much money you make, because that means you are literally you're at the mercy of the person signing your paycheck. And when you're at the mercy of somebody.
Now, there could be something up with, maybe there's something that he's doing. Maybe there is something he's doing why he's always getting laid off, though. There could be. But another thing, too, is some people are lazy as fuck and they're not really like going full throttle on applying for jobs. Dude, I know several people I've tried telling, hey, you should probably apply for this. Maybe like, why are you still not trying to apply for these jobs? And sometimes they give me bullshit reasons, or they're just comfortable and complacent. So some people, like, man, when I was a senior in college, dude, I applied for jobs like literally the whole senior year, dude. I wasn't playing. And guess what? I only had like so few interviews. So the job market, I think, it's always hard to get into the door. It was never easy. Even when I was a senior, it wasn't easy. And I had, good GPA, all that shit. It wasn't easy to get in. Dude, I got denied by a lot of people. Shit. But yeah, I mean, hopefully before Billions gets something. And he's in Atlanta though, dude. The market there for tech and IT is huge, though. I mean, fucking great. I mean, I would assume it's a big market there. I mean, I wonder if he's limiting the search to like a certain part of Atlanta, or I don't know, maybe he's in another city. But I would say if you're applying to all of Georgia, I don't see how you can't find something, unless you're limiting. You're very, you're just picking one area. I mean, I think if you're in a state, apply to the whole state. Don't just stick to one city. That's what I would say. Or if you're open to go, to another state, do that shit too. Shit, that's what I would do. If I was laid off, I would apply everywhere. That's what I would do. Let's see. Well, no one hit the panel. We're at the 2-hour mark. I think I talked about everything I wanted to talk about for the most part, I believe. Let me see. So, like I said, Taco Jump is not this weekend, but next weekend on the 14th. So look out for that. I can try to stream more on Black YouTube, but like I said, it's kind of difficult. It's kind of difficult because it's like the topics. Unless I'm like, I don't mind covering some news stuff like I did earlier. I don't mind that. But and I don't want to, because I know you can kind of tell when someone's fishing for content. Like Team Fatty's a good example. Like, he got on the Might Be Risky panel with Mr. Let Go. I'm like, yep, I already know what he's gonna do. Like, I don't want to do that shit. So, hopefully there's some more funny shit that happens in the quarter 2 of the year on Black YouTube. But we will definitely see. So, yep, I'll see y'all later. And look out for some future streams. And I was just testing out the vertical thing. I may not do this again. I might just try the normal format. But yep, I'll see y'all later. Peace.